Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Saturday, January 28th, 2017. One of the top stories today, the burning of a mosque in Victoria, Texas. The way the mainstream media is carrying the story is by connecting it to Donald Trump's speech yesterday and his executive action banning Muslims from 7 nations. He put a ban on immigration from 7 Islamic nations. Now, today, a mosque burns, an Islamic building of worship, and the media saying, the president led with this action. Now, people in Texas have responded this way. And what people need to understand is the media wants to provoke the masses to get them to go out and act out and carry out actions of hatred. Just like what they're showcasing here, like what the president did yesterday, banning people based on their religion, based on lies. Of course, Donald Trump's excuse for making that decision is the ongoing propaganda in the media, all part of the post 9/11 agenda. ISIS, Al Qaeda, all these boogeymen that are not responsible for what happened on September 11th. What happened on September 11th, even in the official story, was blamed on our ally, Saudi Arabia. The hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, the nation we pay for, the nation we subsidize. Some people call Saudi Arabia the 51st state. Also given to us by our own news was that people from Israel, the Zionist state, were arrested in New Jersey for recording the attack and saying they were sent over here from Israel to record the attack, and they were arrested and sent back to Israel. Well, that shows you. Israel and Saudi Arabia are allies, and they were the two countries that showed to have any real connections to September 11th. Did we ever go to war with Saudi Arabia or Israel? No. We've continued to subsidize those nations by the millions of dollars, the billions of dollars each year. Did we put a ban on their countries for those people to immigrate here? No, we did not. We put a ban on countries that don't have anything to do with September 11th or anything else. Well, they have something to do with something else, and that something else is what the American people are never told about. But what a lot of awake Americans already know. The real reason that we're over in these nations is for control of resources. From oil to what's in the mountains of Afghanistan. We create the excuse to invade that part of the world so that the corporations that really run this nation can exploit those people, those resources. Do the research. The stuff that builds your smartphones, it comes from the mountains of Afghanistan. The stuff that fuels your cars, it's largely come from that region of the world. Of course, they're opening up more and more areas, drilling deep in the sea, our own lands. But anyhow, that region of the world, rich with resources that we exploit, which is what these wars are really all about. And, to exploit them, they have to convince we, the people, that there's a threat over there, something we need to be dealing with. Lies, lies, and more lies. So anyway, all of those lies, a lot of them have duped people into hating Muslims, who largely, almost every single one, are peaceful people, caring people. But this is what they want. The people who control the mainstream media, these Zionists, who have the Zionist state of Israel, think about what they're doing. They're invading a part of the world they don't belong in, and they're teaching the world through the media they control to hate their neighbors, the people who are now banned from moving to America. So anyway, I want to show you why this story was contrived in Victoria, Texas. It's not an accident that we're hearing a story about a mosque in Victoria, Texas. I guarantee you this building was burned by the police or the fire department, by your own government, for the stage news, to spread the seeds of hate, to hopefully provoke more people to act out. We'll see how many more mosque burning stories we hear in the next week. I'm sure there'll be at least a few. So here's why Victoria. This building is called the Islamic Center of Victoria, which has gematria of 114. Just like President of the United States, they're tying this story to Trump's action yesterday, the President of the United States. I've been talking about how Trump card also has the gematria of 114. Donald Trump, hit TV show about the White House called House of Cards. Donald Trump taking over a House of Cards market. Mr. Bankruptcy. You know how they get people into big wars in history, right? They collapse their economy, and then they say, oh, well, here's the ticket out. Just sign up for the war. And who do you think that war is going to be with? So with regards to 114, let's not forget that yesterday was Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is another Zionist lie, just like 9/11. World War equals 114, Pearl Harbor 114, Holocaust 114, Winston 114. Let me bring it back here one more time. Islamic Center of Victoria 114. This action connected to the Holocaust Remembrance Day banning of the Muslim countries. Do you see what the people who run our media are doing? You know, they've taught the American people that once upon a time there was this evil man who was against the Jewish people. He was the most evil man ever. And now, for going on a decade and a half ever since 9/11, our nation has been no different than Hitler, just teaching everybody here that the most horrible people are Muslim. What's the difference? It's the same story. I've been saying that since the day after 9/11. I said, oh, look at us, we're the new Nazis. Now it's all about the Muslims, how bad the Muslims are. The whole irony is that all this time it has been the Zionist Jews. You know, they are the real evil of the world. The most evil people in this world are all Jewish. They're the people who are responsible for all these news stories. Remember, Donald Trump, his whole family's married into Jewish families. He says nobody loves Zionist Israel more than him. Comes in right away and does the Muslim ban, wants to build the wall. You have to be blind to not see it, you know? You have to be blind to not see it, and most people have been raised to be blind their whole life. So I think we covered the coding on the name of the church. Now, why Victoria specifically? So Victoria, Texas, check out its coordinates. Right on the 97th meridian. And Victoria in Gematria sums to 97, just like Civil War. They're trying to divide us. Freemasonry, divide and conquer, order out of chaos. Today's date has 46 numerology. January 28th, 17, 1 plus 28 plus 17, 66. Or excuse me, 46. 1 plus 28 plus 17, 46. The word chaos, 46. Trump born in 46. If you do 1 plus 28 plus 20 plus 17, it sums to 66. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. Book of the end times, destruction, prophecy, fire. It's probably partially part of the reason that we're getting this story today. Donald Trump, the Trump-Pence ticket, and Revelation, the warning, are the trumpets. This is the Trump-Pence ticket. But anyway, Victoria, Texas has the Civil War coding. Also, they refer to this as a Texas mosque, which has Gematria 42, like New Testament, like knowledge, like history, like World War, like Zionism, like Freemason. Texas Mosque and New Testament also have matching Gematria. Again, the New Testament, the Christian part of the Bible, they're trying to ignite a war, Christianity versus Islam. And for all you Christians who think Islam's so evil because of what you've been told by your leaders and the television, realize that the people who are misleading you into this, they're not Christian. They're not looking out for you. Donald Trump's not a Christian. He said the only line he knew from the Bible was an eye for an eye. That's from the Old Testament. Donald Trump is Jewish, you know? He might not have been born, but he's been indoctrinated. His whole family's married in. He's a puppet for them. Mr. Eye for an eye. That's not the Christian way. And that's the truth about most Christians. Most Christians in this nation, they're really proxy Jews. They worship the TV. They go to these churches where the ministers don't even know anything about Jesus or the book itself. You know, most Christians in this nation are completely lost. They don't know a thing about Jesus. They don't know a thing about the right way. They're ready to go to war over what the Zionist TV tells them. So anyway, that's why the mosque burned in Victoria, Texas. It's all propaganda. It's all part of an ongoing agenda. Divide and conquer, hatred, headlines to hold you down. That's why you got to turn off the TV. Wake up your friends and family, get them to do the same thing. Get them all on allfortruth.com. You want to know where to go, where the solution is, allfortruth.com. This is the social media, forums, networking for truth seekers, people who are waking up, who want to change this world for the better. Join this website, completely free. This is where we can get organized, share the information, and overcome. Until next time, truth seekers.